Today we're looking at another very interesting and intriguing mechanical keyboard from a company that I've reviewed many products in the past if you've been with my channel. But this one is a brand new keyboard and I'm super excited to show it to you today. Hey guys, welcome back to the Hardware channel. My name is Ivan and today we're looking at the Redragon's Elf Pro mechanical keyboard. And this one offers a lot of very good features that I'm interested to see, and maybe you guys are going to be interested to see as well. I'm always on a search for finding the best possible keyboard, the one that offers everything that I'm looking for: tactile feedback, not a lot of noise, comfort, ergonomics, everything else needs to be perfect. And so far I'm continuing to search for that one. So hopefully this Elf Pro can be a good contender and see what they are offering. So what they're offering, of course, we have a mechanical keyboard with red switches that when it comes to connectivity, it has all three that are available and everybody wants to see. We have the Bluetooth, we have wireless, and of course we have my favorite, wired connection. All that is done within the same keyboard. And in addition of that, we have hot swappable keys and gasketed keys, which means a little less noise. But without further ado, I'm gonna go through the unboxing, show you some of the features of the keyboard. We're gonna plug it into the computer and see what kind of software they're having for customizations. One of the most unique features here is the transparent keycaps. You probably can see it even on the retail package. What they have done here, the keycaps are completely transparent, so you can see the LEDs flash through. I have slight concerns about that when it comes to functionality, but we're gonna see how it looks. And of course, at the end, we're gonna talk about it in the conclusion. So we're gonna check out real quick what's inside the Redragon Elf Pro. We have full RGB, we have some unique features like transparent caps, it's gasket mounted, so this is all great. If you're picking up this one in the store, again, very nice retail packaging, outlining all the features, showing you some of the things you need to be informed on, featuring three connectivity here: Bluetooth, wireless, and wired as well. Of course, exchangeable keycaps, we have exchangeable keys and all that stuff. It's nice. This one is the red keys, as my favorite ones are the red keys, and this is what I wanted to check out. Out of the retail package, we have another black Redragon box inside, and double protected is always better. Here's the keyboard. Let's see what accessories we have. We have a key and key cap extraction tool, both sides and metal. Nice to see. I have millions of those, but it's always great to see that it's included in the package. And if I pull the keyboard out, we have some more stickers from Redragon, and we have the obligatory user manual in English, of course, for the Elf Pro. We have a very nice cable, a very thin 90 degrees angled USB-C to USB-A, which also can be converted to USB-C to USB-C, which again, this is a feature that I haven't seen in too many devices. Great that they're including this. What I'm gonna say is a negative right away here is the cable is not very soft, at least not as soft as some of their other products that I've seen. It's not braided, but again, if you don't like this cable, you can always replace it. This is the beauty of detachable USB-C cables. We have hook and loop strap here that connects it together. This is a 5 feet long cable. Finally, and this tiny box that says Redragon mechanical gaming switches. This is actually very, very nice. Each of those keys are nested inside this soft foam, which is excellent. They're just not dangling around in some plastic bag. They're individually separated, and if you can pull them out, you'll be able to easily replace them with no problem. This costs money. Actually, they put a lot of effort to make this presentation and to make these keys look really nice, and this whole package is just something that I haven't seen so far. They're even showing you how to remove the keycap, how to remove the key itself, extract it, and then replace it with these additional ones in case something happens, they get broken or whatever, you can replace them. Now let's look at the keyboard immediately. Wow, this is definitely something unexpected. First of all, very, very heavy, probably one of the heaviest keyboards, which is a great thing to say. And you might think or ask, hey, why is this a good thing? Because when the keyboard is heavy, it will stay where you put it on your desk. No matter how much action you're putting on the keys, playing and stuff like that, it's not going to slide on your desk. It's not going to be moving all around. And of course, that is contributing not only the heft of the keyboard, but the rubber feet on the bottom. And I can see there's rubber feet on the bottom and extended rubber feet on top. Of course, we have rubber feet if you prefer to keep it flat, but the whole keyboard is wrapped in plastic because of the nature of the keys. They don't want it to be scratched because it's completely transparent. Like I said, every single key is transparent. The body of the keyboard is transparent. On the left side, we have Redragon branding. And what else we have on the left side? We have the USB-C port where we're gonna plug the cable and the switch to select between wired, wireless, and Bluetooth. So if you go into wireless, you'll see we got immediately power because inside there's a battery and the keyboard starts glowing. I'm not sure how I feel about the transparent keys because with the backlight now, the keys are completely transparent and the letters on top of them are kind of a white ones. So it's hard to see. I'm sure the camera probably picks that up as well. So if you're not very familiar with the placement of the different keys, you might have a hard time seeing through. Again, I'll give it some time, I'll test it and I'll see how I feel about it. But immediately I can tell you that will be a little bit distracting if you're looking for a letter that you want to type and you're going to be a little bit confused because of the transparency. We have some indicators here on the side, the battery indicator, what mode we have on the keyboard, and of course the light goes off after a certain period of time. I believe it's 30 seconds or a minute. On the right side, we have the actual adapter, the USB adapter for the wireless option, if you prefer this. Personally, again, I am going to be using it wired just because of latency issues, and I am not a huge fan of having my battery dying in the middle of a battle whenever I play a game or something like that. So wired is always my option. But those of you that like Bluetooth, those of you that like wireless, you have a perfect option here with a nice little switch to the side. Of course, some of the heft to the keyboard is contributed to the battery that's built inside. And interesting enough, you can see even through here, the USB adapter, how you can see it through the transparent plastic. Very interesting. I would have loved to see transparent body and bottom, which is great, but maybe the caps they kept, I wish they kept the top of the caps not transparent. I think it would have looked great and very stylish at the same time, having it all around transparent, but the cap on top would have been solid plastic or black plastic. That way you can see the letters through. It would have been better, but again, this is the design choice they went with. I'm not the engineer at Redragon, but this is something I would have changed, or I would change for the next edition of the keyboard. So real quick, we can turn off and on with the function button and the light. You see this turns off and on the different modes. So from FN and the arrows, we can increase and decrease the light. So now it's off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 times up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times down. That's normal option here. And if we do FN and backspace, that gives us the different options. Now here we have more of a kind of a first-person gamer orientated with W, S, A, and D and the arrows, which I really like. That way you immediately know which keys are, but whenever all of them are light up, you're gonna have a hard time focusing on where your gaming switches are. Now we have this mode. Every time you click a button, you can create your own kind of a custom modes here. This one is the twinkle lights. Go to the waves. It's kind of a rotating lights here. That's an interesting mode I've seen. We have waves up and down now. We have waves to the side. We have a static breathing. This lights up the whole row. This is the Christmas lights, what I call, and we're back on the default. This is the snake. And individual colors are a great option. Like I mentioned, I like to keep one uniform color to match the internals of my computer. So if I go to FN and enter, now it's red. And from here, I can change to one uniform color, and you'll see it can rotate green, blue, magenta, amber, purple, light blue, white. All that is a great option to have. So a ton of light options with this keyboard. Again, the only negative immediately that I can tell without using it for a long time is I wish the top of the caps was solid. not transparent, just transparent for the letters. The rest of it looks great. It's a very nice option. So let's go ahead and plug it into the computer and see if we have any software options available. So if we go to Redragon's website and go to their section of products where the keyboards are, we can find Elf Pro K649 wireless transparent keyboard right there. And first thing we want to do, of course, if you want to go over the features and check some of the things that I've already spoke about, you can check that. But you go to downloads, and in downloads, there's the wireless software we can download. And I already got this software downloaded, so we're going to go ahead and install it. I have the keyboard already plugged in into the computer, and I'm actually working with it right at this moment. After a super brief installation, we can see we are greeted with the main page of the software where we see the keyboard and every single key we can customize and make it the way we want. You can see how many different options we have here. We have multimedia, we have macro keys that we can assign, different commands, key combinations, all that can be saved right here in the software. We have the default profile, the FN1, FN2, and tab. All that can be changed as well. What else we have here is it shows us the device model, the firmware version, software version, everything else is here. We have languages, different languages. Of course, we have Chinese and English. Unfortunately, no other languages are available at this moment. You can select this software to run on startup if you want to, exit, tab, sleep, and reset. Let's see what else we have here. The different customizations for the LEDs in RGB. You can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the speed, and endless amount of RGB options here. Again, those of you that are really into it, you're gonna enjoy it. I personally love the single color option, and that's what I'm using to match the internals of my computer. Macro edit panel here, we can create all the macros we want. Personally, I'm not using macros with any of my computer keyboards, but I know a lot of people prefer using macros and creating macros for different options, especially if you're playing competitive games online. So over here you can create your own macros and record it. The keyboard will be sensitive to a different sound system or different music, of course, and you can select what the keyboard will do and how it's going to react based on that. We have gain factor, we have smoothness. Of course, you can enable and disable it here, and the different RGBs again. So a lot of customizations in this software. Personally, I've mentioned that many times before. I'd rather use the hardware that is supplied the way it is, straight out of the box, without getting too much into complicated software options. Preferably, I don't even install many of these. I just use it the way it is. That's why I really factor the built-in options into these peripherals. That way, majority of the people that are not really familiar or want to tinker around with these options, they just can go ahead and do everything by themselves, which again, that's what I prefer. But what can I say about the software? I think it's very easy to understand. It's very easy to navigate. It's simple. It's all in English, so you can find all possible options for yourself. So yeah, let's go ahead into the conclusion now. All right, conclusion time. And what do I think about the Elf Pro by Redragon? I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with majority of the things that Redragon have done here. And I am really happy to kind of report the things they have progressed over the years. All the way back to 2, 3, 4 years ago, I've reviewed some of their keyboards, and they were a lot more simplistic. They were a lot more basic, where now we are looking at a very compelling product that is offering plenty, including all wireless connections that a lot of you guys like, the Bluetooth, the wireless, and of course they are offering the wired connection, which pro gamers, I'm not considering myself a pro gamer, but I like to have a very low latency and not worry about the battery life. So having that cable is a must for me. So having all three is perfect. Being mechanical is great. Being hot swappable is great. Having gaskets is very good. And red keys, of course, are my favorite. I've said that many times before. Perfect tactile feedback, and the noise is minimized, not like on the blue keys or some of the other colors. The keyboard is very solid. It's done in a great way. The quality is perfect. We have tons of customizations when it comes to the RGB single colors, which I also prefer to match the internals of my computer. But the one thing that I really don't like and that I'm really emphasizing on is the transparent keycaps. It looks great on the first look, and for something that it's different and unique, yes, it's very nice. But functionality wise, if you have it in the middle of the night or if you're playing in a dark room, you're gonna have a hard time finding some of those keys if you're not really familiar with the placement of each one key. The good news over here is obviously you can replace those keycaps with something else if you want, if you buy extra keycaps, but again, this is extra money you have to spend. So if they had the top of the keycaps not transparent and the rest of it transparent, I mentioned that throughout the video, would have been a much better execution. I think hopefully in the future Redragon will hear what I'm saying and other reviewers and maybe adjust that, because it's a very good look to have the transparent keycaps, just not on top where the actual letters are of the keys. That way you can easily see where they are and operate the keyboard. So yeah, long story short, I really like this keyboard and I'm really pleased what Redragon have created here. Very soon I'm gonna have another product from Redragon you guys are gonna be very excited about. It's a gaming mouse, again, just like the keyboards, just like the headphones, and I'm always looking for the perfect mouse and see how that mouse is gonna stack up against some of my favorites in the past. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Check out some of the other videos coming very, very soon. And as always, guys, you have a wonderful day.